Hi everyone, this is Nathan here from the ebookreader.com. For this video review, I've got the Next6 that I'm going to show you. It's essentially an updated version of the Next 2. So it comes with this case here. You got the little latch cover. The only thing with the case is it does kind of obscure the power button a little bit, but you can still barely touch it. It's kind of, you got half of it right there. So let me go ahead and take it out of this. We've got down here, we've got the SD card slot, there's a headphone jack, that's the AC charger. It actually comes with an AC charger as well, and then the mini USB port. Back here on the back, there's a couple of speakers on each side built in. There's kind of a little recessed area so they don't get too, you know, with the cover on, it actually kind of projects the sound a little. Then on the front here, we've got the page turn buttons on the front, and that's it for buttons. You use all the navigation up here. You've got the back and home button, and there's also the menu right there. So these home buttons will actually, these key buttons will actually work as menu buttons too. So if you hold that one, it'll bring up the menu, and if you hold this one, if you're anywhere else, it'll take you back to the home screen. So, like I said, this is essentially an updated version of the Next 2. So what makes it updated is it has a capacitive touchscreen instead of resistive. So you've got better responsiveness, and it's also got pinch to zoom and multi-touch for apps that are set up for that. Other than that, it's pretty much the exact same as the Next 2, which means it's got the dual-core 600 megahertz processor. You know, it's got the 7-inch 400 by 800 by 480 pixel resolution screen. So the main upgrade comes via the capacitive touch screen instead of the resistive screen. So the thing about the NextBooks is they all connect to the Borders ebook store for getting ebooks, and they also come with this Ebook Reader App. So if you want to get books from Borders, which gets them through Kobo, so I don't know if this will change to the Kobo app eventually. It probably will. So you buy your books through Kobo or Borders here, and then you can read the books that you get from Borders in this app. So this is just essentially it's just the regular Borders for Android app, so you don't really have a lot of options feature-wise, and it is a little bit slow. So let me show you what kind of stuff we have for it here. So you got the night reading mode, you've got the day reading mode. You can use the page turn buttons obviously, or you can tap the screen to turn pages. There's some other stuff. There's not really a whole lot of options in here. You've got the table of contents. You got a couple of different text sizes. There's 2 different font types, or maybe there's 3. Yeah, there's 3. You got sans serif, and monospace. And then the only other thing is like you pop it up here and you've got your table of contents and whatnot. So that's kind of just the regular Borders app. It's really nothing spectacular. Then there's the other built-in Ebook Reader app. So I think this one, it supports EPUB, PDF, text, HTML, I think, maybe PDB. I'll have the all that on the written directions, or the written review, what formats this supports. So it sort of sets everything up in this library view, and you've got the different options here for sorting. You've got title, author, and size, and then you get the option up there to read them. So let me go ahead and open up one of these ebooks here. So these don't have a whole lot of, this particular app doesn't have a whole lot of settings either. Let me go ahead and move pages here. You've got the animated page turns. You can obviously use the buttons or your hand if you'd like, or your fingers here. Let me go ahead and scroll. I don't think hyperlinks work. No, they do not work. So like I said, it's a pretty basic app. For the menu, you got different font sizes. You can jump to a page, and you've got the table of contents. But that's pretty much it. You've also got bookmarks, and then the auto page turn feature, which if you can set it up to turn pages automatically. So you don't have any of the on-screen stuff. You don't have any on-screen notes or highlights or dictionary or anything. So it's really kind of a lame app, in all honesty. What I would suggest is installing Aldico. See, that's the cool thing about the NextBook, is it runs Android 2.1, so you can install a bunch of different apps like Note, Kobo, Amazon Kindle. I got the Aldico app installed on here. This is probably the best bet to go with because it supports DRM'd EPUBs as well, so you can actually buy your ebooks from Borders and then load them into this app. And so this app, it offers a whole, if you've seen my other videos, you've seen that this app, it has a whole bunch of customizing settings. The only thing that this app doesn't have is you can't use the page buttons. I haven't been able to get the page buttons to work with it, so you got to use the touch screen. But you know, all the other stuff works. You got the on-screen keyboard, you got you got the dictionary, you got the copy and search, all that stuff. So yeah, it's probably a better option to go with than the built-in app. And then, like I said, you can, if you hold that, you go back to the home screen, or this is the home screen one, isn't it? If you hold that, you go back to the home screen. So like I said, you can install these other apps. I have the Nook app working. It's a little bit slow and it does crash sometimes, so it's probably not the best app, but it does work. The Kindle app, it's a good app for this because it works well, and the cool thing with it is the page buttons actually work with this app, so that's a definite plus as far as that goes. So I'm not going to go into any details with this because obviously I've already shown these apps you know, with other reviews, so it's just sort of the same deal. You've got the same features, you've got the different text options, you've got just the standard Kindle for Android apps. So the way you're going to want to get these apps, the NextBook, it does not connect to the Android market, of course, because it's not a full-fledged tablet, but like with a camera and everything, it has to have all the specifications to get the Android market access. So it actually comes with this SAM app right here where you can get apps through there. I'm not really fond of that app myself. I tried loading up the Amazon App Store app and it doesn't work, unfortunately. It will just keep going back to the home page anytime you try to do anything, so that's pretty frustrating. I did somehow manage to download the Aldeco app with it, but other than that I couldn't get it to work. It would be a lot better if you could get that to work, because then you could just download all your apps through there. Otherwise you're going to want to use the web browser. So mostly I got most of these extra apps through using the web browser. This is just a stock Android browser. Obviously you can load others. So I used this to go to Android Freeware and download some apps. Okay, so other than that, you know, you got the same the features. It's got a video player. So that's one thing about the NextBooks that they do well. So these are like these fall into the budget category of e-readers and tablets. I think this one I saw it online for $170, this particular tablet. So it's kind of in the budget category. One thing that it does do well as far as budget tablets go is it does play video well. Some tablets are a little bit choppy, but the NextBooks they seem to play video pretty well, pretty smooth. Another cool thing about it is it's got some decent settings in here. You've got the full screen, you've got 3:4 ratio, and you've got the 16:9 ratio. So you got some different zoom options right there. And then you also have the brightness adjuster right there, and this adds a bookmark if you want to stop the video at a certain spot and then come back to it. And then you know, you got the usual stuff right there. So yeah, that's one thing that the NextBooks excel at. They do have pretty decent video player as far as budget devices go. And then you've got all the other standard Android apps. You know, you've got the photos, you got music player, the regular Android music player here. So you've got some different options. So one thing you gotta get used to with the NextBooks is they don't have volume buttons. So you gotta use the on-screen volume buttons for everything. There's another option. You can go into settings and adjust the volume that way. So you kind of have to have the app has the settings here. So it's just got the regular music player. You know, standard Android. You can set up different playlists, everything. One thing that's cool, it's got the different equalizers on this one. So yeah, it's just basically the same Android stuff. So I'm not going to go into a lot of detail with this because it's pretty much the same stuff on other tablets. You got the email, like I said. You got the File Explorer. So if you install some apps, you can just go to your SD card through the File Explorer and whatnot. So yeah, you got the YouTube player, pretty much the standard Android stuff, like I said. So that's pretty much all I'm going to cover in this review. I'll cover some more details in the written review. So thank you for watching.